Take the manifold off, take the injectors out, put them back.
So let me get some tools. We're going to strip down all of this area. That wasn't hard at all. That was... And you're going to have a little look at the injectors for the GTI.
Well, now.
So that's the dodgy one.
We love the Beamers, the Benz, the Porsches. All of my fans, I know they're supporting. Style with nothing but look at us now. Whoever supporting, I'm making you proud. Whoever supporting, I'm making you proud. Salvage nation, look at the squad. We're up in the front line, look at the car. Look at the car.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another super exciting, it's going to be very exciting, so make sure you watch it, episode on my Mk5 Gti. If you're not familiar with this build, check this out. This is my other Mk5 Gti. It's stage 2, it's fully built, but it's a bit knackered. In the last episode, I decided to buy this unrecorded Mk5 Gti, which is in great condition, and I was going to do an engine swap, but you guys convinced me not to. As you can see, the engine was blowing, but the interior of the car is very clean. It's got low mileage for the age, and I'm going to try to fix this engine. So that was my original plan, and following the last episode, you guys told me that I should stick with the engine in this car and build it because this is a nicer, cleaner car with lower mileage. And you know what? Akil agrees, I agree, so that's what we're gonna do. In this episode, it's all about getting those dodgy injectors out of this car. We got a guy who refurbishes injectors. We're gonna take him down, see what he can do. If not, we'll get a new set. On the white Golf, we're gonna try to do that one up as much as we can, and then I'll probably sell it, or you guys let me know what I should do with that one. But like you said, because of you guys, I do listen to my comments. I will be sticking with this engine in this car, and that's the new plan. Like the title, and that's the new plan. So I'm not really familiar with removing these injectors on a Mk5 Golf, but I've got someone who's done the job a million times on his Mk6 Golf. Let's go see him. Jason's put a lot of work and love into his Mk6 Golf R. It's got a stage 2 engine map, big brakes, he's done the works. So I knew he was the guy to turn to when I needed some help on my Golf.
This is 90s toolbox.
This is your snap-on. How much was this snap-on toolbox?
Oh, this is cheap shit thing.
How much?
I don't know. £800.
£800 on the toolbox?
Yeah.
Jason,
Right.
how am I changing my injectors on the Mk5? So Jason's got a Mk6 Golf. He's done the job, but he's a bit camera shy today.
I don't do camera stuff. Take the manifold off, take the injectors out, put them back.
Is that it? Guys, I was bigging this guy up. That's it. Take the manifold off, take the injectors out. That's it. Yeah? Cool.
Don't break anything.
Let's go. Cool. With that knowledge, I know everything I need to do. Let go. So guys, if you remember the last episode, I showed you, and I haven't even replaced it. The car is running on 3 cylinders right now. Cylinder 4, I believe the injector in cylinder 4 is gone, because when I removed the coil pack, we should have seen a shift in the engine running pattern. We saw no shift, so that means that was the issue all along. When I removed any of the other 3 cylinders, I saw a big shift in the way the engine was running. But yeah, it's running on only 3 cylinders, and I believe cylinder 4 has got an issue. I've swapped out the coil packs, they're brand new. I've checked the spark plug, so they're only one of 3 things: coil pack, spark plug, or injector. And I've got a diagnostic code for fuel level too low on the fuel rail, and I believe it's got an injector that's stuck open and it's leaking in too much fuel. It's running really rich, and I think that's the issue with this engine. So let me get some tools. We're going to strip down all of this area. Inlet manifold's got to come off, all of this, and that's going to expose the fuel rail. Once I get to the fuel rail, I can remove that and remove these injectors, and we're going to take them down and see if we can get them fixed. So I got started by removing all the plastic pipes, electrical connectors, and then that gave me scope to make a plan on how I was going to remove this intake manifold. Next, I had to remove several T30 screws that was holding the manifold onto the face of the engine. After that, I went on to remove these fuel pipes. Next up, I had to remove this breather so I can gain access to one more T30 screw on the top, and I just continued working my way, removing as many screws as I could until... So guys, check this out. They always say size don't matter. Whoever said that is lying. I had to go get this bad boy because I need to go all the way down in a narrow hole and access that T30 at the end of that narrow hole. Gotta be equipped to get the job done. Anyway, with the correct equipment, I was able to continue down those holes and I removed several more T30 screws which were holding the manifold in place from the bottom end. Now, as I've never done this job before, at this point I'm literally freestyling. I'm looking to see what I can see that's holding it in place, and when I spot a screw, I'm removing it. Now, everything was out until I realized that I need to remove one more pipe on the other side, followed by the intake hose, followed by the high pressure fuel pump hose. Once I removed all of those, I just had to wiggle it out of place and it came out. Guys, that wasn't hard at all. That was a piece of cake. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, give me a minute. What do you reckon? I reckon, so number 4, I'm gonna put some tape around this one. When we take it, I want to see, I guarantee this is the issue, because as soon as I took the coil pack from this one, there was a change. Put it back, it was okay. Change, and then it's been, yeah.
Fuel it. You can't burn all the fuel.
Yeah. So guys, this is, like I said, this is cylinder 4. Akil agrees, we reckon that it's basically stuck open. These are meant to go open and close, open and close. Sometimes they get bad and become stuck open. Leak too much fuel into the cylinder and then the engine can't burn it all off, which causes it to misfire and you're over fueling, you're running too rich. What do you think of everything else you're seeing though? It needs a little bit of a clean, but...
Yeah, come on, always this TFSOs, they make too much corrosion on the intake valve.
Yeah. So here goes the tape onto the injector from cylinder 4. This is to mark it. And now that I've got all 4 cylinders out, I went home. The following morning I woke up bright and early and I went to meet Akil.
Oh, go on, Papa.
We stopped off for some breakfast before making our way to a place called Art Motors, where we're going to be testing the injectors. Let's go, man. Top of the morning to you guys. We've just come down to Art Motors over in North London, right next to the A46. If you ever need any injector programming, cleaning, fixing, come check them out. Let's go see what's the issue with the GTI's injectors. Yeah, brother. What's the name?
Arthur.
Arthur. Guys, this is Arthur. He runs Art Motors, and you're gonna have a little look at the injectors for the GTI.
We will, that will be a pleasure, yeah, it will be a pleasure.
I'm excited to see this. Huh?
We started the trade with GTI.
Okay, let's go. So you've just met Arthur. He's the head here, and he's got a fully kitted out office where he not only tests and diagnoses, but he also repairs injectors as well. Now, we actually dropped off the injectors the previous night. Have a look at what we found. As you can see, we've definitely got an issue, but let's dive in to see exactly what's gone wrong.
This is our little department and what we're doing now.
Yeah?
Out of those leaky injectors that I've forwarded to the video for,
Yeah.
we're running the Ansi machine and the ultrasonic cleaner
Okay, so
to clean the carbon build.
Ansi machine, what does that mean?
This is the hard drive that drives the injectors,
Okay,
gives them the pulse.
so that's the brain of the
This
operation.
is the brain of the operation that gives multiple stages of different voltage.
Okay,
According to the acceleration of the car.
Yeah.
So we simulate the car here on our bench.
nice. So are these my ones that are cleaning?
They are the ones that one of them is faulty. So what we're doing is
so I thought it was going to be the one. That's why I put the tape on it.
we're cleaning the carbon build, and this is why that injector instead of spraying is pissing. All right. So after we run the second cycle on that,
Yeah.
I'm going to change the microfilters. They are necessary, and the reason why we change them, because they're plastic, they melt, heat melts them, especially the boys that likes, or they have their heavy foot.
Yeah.
All right, they melt and they restrict the spray pattern, they restrict the flow.
Okay.
We need the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good to see this sort of stuff. I've never seen any of this. Anytime I've got a blown injector, I just buy a new one.
You can't say that anymore now, because you've seen it now.
Good. So yeah, Art Motors guys, if you've got any injector issues, Leave the cleaning away. It's very noisy. I'll catch up with you once it's all done.
Lovely bench, Snardex bench that we've cleaned, we've tested.
These are for diesel injectors.
Yeah, this is where we bolt them together.
Yeah.
You can see one bolted, and this is all that configuration. We can test common, we can test. We've got 3,000 test plans, over 3,000 test plans.
Yeah?
So, yeah, fully equipped.
Nice. Guys, you're fully kitted out, man.
Here we got a little microscope that we see things that others done.
Way.
We see things that others done. So that's a regulator, and this is how it looks on the microscope.
But it's weird. It's like looking at it in person, you can't see any of that.
And this is how it looks with the naked eye. So
Yeah.
you think that's nice and clean,
Yeah.
mechanics.
Yeah.
You're not seeing what we see.
Yeah.
You're not seeing the problem. The problem is very small, but on the microscope it's very big.
Yeah.
All right.
No worries.
Yeah. We'll catch up with the next one.
Spot on, man.
Well, we need to wait for the cycle to finish to start cleaning.
Yeah.
We'll put new microfilters in there. We'll run the test. What we're doing is we're actually activating the injector, so the needle
Yeah.
inside goes up and down,
Yeah.
and the ultrasonic machine breaks the particle field that's actually restricting the spray pattern.
Okay.
We want to break that carbon
Yeah. Yeah.
fat fusing. And then if you look in here, you can see nothing.
Yeah.
But now we'll show you what there is, because there is something,
I'm learning all about injectors as I'm here.
and not everybody has this opportunity.
Nope. Guys, this is what we do on Salvage Nation, man. Like, a lot of other YouTubers, a lot of other channels, you just go buy some, but I repair everything, and yeah.
The idea is to understand how something works in order to be able to repair, alright? So it's very important, and no one will share this.
Yeah.
They're called tricks of a trade. We're not greedy here,
Yeah.
alright?
Yeah. Parts, motors, all of their information is going to be linked down below, and you should see it on the screen right here.
Right, so what we've got here, as you can see yourself,
You can see the filter is broken.
alright, it's broken, and it's the heat again, guys. Alright, melts that, and these small particles
Yeah.
go and sit all the way down.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to give you an example, because that's diesel, but they're on the same principles. And what you've got here, if you get something trapped between that and the bottom here, your injector's going to stay open, you're going to overfuel, we're going to misfire, you're going to melt the piston.
And that's exactly what's happening on the GTI.
And this is what exactly has happened on your naughty injector.
Alright guys, so injectors have been cleaned. Now we're gonna pull them apart, change all the filters, get them all right. It's basically a service for injectors. He's getting all started with that, so I'll show you how we get on. So that's the dodgy one.
This
Let's
is
see
the
the state of
dodgy
that.
one. Let's see the state of that. This still, guys, on eBay or Amazon is worth 10-15 quid.
On eBay, yeah? But you still have to have the skill and the knowledge to know what
Guys,
you're doing with
my
it.
job is to show you how it's done, at your own risk. Alright?
Yeah.
Microfilters, very cheap to buy them, very cheap. You can get them for no money. Even though the ultrasonic machine has done a magic clean on them,
Yeah. It's still not going to be perfect.
it's
is it?
still worth putting
Change
a
them up,
new one in there, yeah. So what we want to do, we really want to work in clean environment, preferably before you slide it in. You want to get some spray grease, because you can't get this. This is different grease.
We use some other stuff.
Yeah.
Big slide.
Yeah, so, and again guys, you don't need, I've got a lot of tools
Yeah.
and special tools. You just need to use your common sense.
Yeah.
This is why we're putting grease in. By tapping them, you will damage the frame.
Yeah.
You
don't
will
wanna do that.
you don't want to do that. Don't hammer it. Just take your time, be gentle.
Yeah.
And they don't need to go all the way in, as long as they're flat.
Okay.
And that's done. So okay, so we're gonna do the same with the rest of the injectors, and we're gonna follow on the test bench the
Spot
results. Alright?
Cool. So guys, once he's done with all of that, they're gonna go in here. If you saw the spray pattern earlier, much more even and much more better spray pattern across all four of them. And yeah, stay tuned. So guys, Arthur's gone ahead and cleared out all of the old filters from the injectors. Have a look at that. These filters are horrible. So of the other 3 injectors, 1 filter is still intact, and these other 2, there's literally nothing there. As he was saying earlier about the heat and them being melted, and you know, this is why the spray pattern is off. So everything's been serviced on the new injectors. He's loading them up right now into this machine, as you can see. And this was injector 4. You saw the spray pattern or the piss pattern on that earlier. This is injector number 4. Let's hook them up to the diagnostic machine and see how they're working after that service.
This is our bench. This is our flow bench.
So this is a flow bench, sorry. Not a diagnostic machine, flow bench.
This does exactly the same thing as a car, so it simulates a car.
Okay.
So we'll hook this up.
And is it petrol that's going in, or is it, what is it that's going in?
That's a very good question.
Of course, I'm always thinking about it, because I like to understand stuff.
And this is why I don't want to explain everything.
Okay, no worries, no worries.
I want questions, because if I explain to you, you'll forget them before you leave, alright? But when you question yourself, this is a special clean, this is a special fluid, and again, comes from very famous, well-known brand. Ansel.
Yes, I've seen that.
And again, guys, we can test up to 8 of them.
Perfect.
Alright, so that number 2 goes to number 10.
You can test on my E55, yeah?
Oh yes.
Has your E55 got problems?
No, I have.
He wants
you guys from dealer.
We're going to create pressure here.
Okay.
Run the pump. And yes, you can get
Salt.
it's a part of a process, so you really need to concentrate on doing the stuff rather than talking. No. Okay. We had to use a special grease. You remember that special grease? Guys, do not deliver promises without it. Yes, we applied pressure there.
Yeah, guys, it's going to be very noisy, so apologies in advance.
Alright, we're going to run this. It is pissing. We need flashing, brother. Alright, so what we're doing is we've increased max pressure. We want max pressure. We want to flash them. And what we're running on this is the auto flow. So he's going to go through around 10 different stages, 10 different spray patterns, 10 different voltages in order to get all the acceleration through. So and again, we're going to have to flash this a few times, guys. This is if it was so easy, then it wouldn't cost so much. So, alright.
Yeah, I've just seen it, it's just changed. So is that a different spray pattern?
It's a different spray pattern, and you will get the test flow.
Okay.
So you'll get all the stages. And again, we want to run them on max pressure, which they are. At the same time, we want to see the fill level there.
Yeah.
Yes, it is glasses, and with glasses you can't go wrong. This is visual check, and you don't rely.
So look, these 3 are filling up, but injector number 4 from the GTI is still not.
Lagging on it. And again, number 2 that was slightly low.
Yeah, that's improved.
That.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got to flash them several times and see.
And see what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
So guys, it's idling. This is idle power. It actually sounds like an engine idling.
It does actually. Actually, I love the sound.
Yeah, so we still got an issue on injector 4.
We need to run the ultrasonic clean. And again, we've cleaned some of the debris, but obviously it needs a longer process.
Okay.
Okay, this is your firing order.
So this, firing order.
1342, 1342, 1342.
So is that how it actually runs in the engine?
Yeah.
Ah, so I thought they all were like, I didn't know.
No, otherwise your fuel consumption will
It's gonna be crazy.
So 1 piston at a time, alright?
Okay, so guys, when your engine is running and you're driving, that's how it's running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
A much faster scale. This is at idle.
Yeah. So guys, check this out. This is injector number 4. We've done the full service on it. We've tried it. You see it's still failing. But here at Art Motors, they've got a bunch of these in stock. So we're going to be swapping this one out. He's loading up a new one. Let's test to see if that's good. If that's all good, we're going to head back to the garage, get them fitted into the car, start the car up. If it works, we're going to take the car for our first drive.
We don't do ifs here.
Okay, no, sorry, no ifs. When it works, when it works. This guy wants to go to the garage. He's feeling a bit twitchy. Okay, no ifs, guys. When it works.
No.
So guys, I don't know if you can see the spray pattern. I can see it here. It's like a perfect triangle, and it's on an angle that way. They've all got a matching spray pattern now.
And as you can see, the level is rising.
Yeah.
So you know that they all spray the same quantity.
Yeah.
It is quite important.
Good. So guys, we'll let that finish up. It's looking good. Like you said, not if it works.
No ifs here.
If it's actually working, Art Motors, we get the job done.
It doesn't go through the door. It stays with us. the proof is in front of us. So.
Sure. Just so you can see, look, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all filling up the same. They're all spraying the same. They're all running great. So that's how the engine should be running, and that's the issue. Sometimes it needs a bit more cleaning, so we're gonna leave this one here. This is gonna get a bit more treatment, and you can use that as a spare. Yeah, man.
No ifs. Not reusable, preferably. All right. So, new set of seals to follow, and then you'll see the tire burn next.
That's what I like to do. Are you impressed? This was a broken 118i.
I'm not impressed.
You're not impressed?
Specialist shouldn't impress specialist. Alright? I'm proud, I would say, not impressed. Of course I'm impressed.
And it's literally like, everyone who drives this car, it drives like as it should. No issues, no nothing. And the engine runs perfectly. That's the first time. First time. So guys, a few minutes later, I've got all my injectors newly refurbished, and we replaced one with a brand new one. Let's get back to the garage, get them fitted. So guys, don't forget Art Motors. That's their number right there. I'll put it in the description down below. They started all of this stuff with injector cleaning, injector servicing based on this model. They got this car in many years ago. The injectors kept going, so they invested heavily and they began working on injectors, and it's been a business for them ever since. But time to get out of here, man. So with the injectors in hand, I had to fuel up, and then we made our way back to the garage via Mexico. Nice car, brother!
Many unbearable hours later.
So guys, it's been a super long day, but we are back at the garage. Have a look outside, it's dark, it's only 4 p.m, it's gone dark, it's super cold. But we got those injectors in hand. I was busy today filming some top secret content. Innit, innit? Top secret, if only you guys know what's coming. I gotta keep it a secret for now, I can't say anything, literally, legally, I cannot talk about it. But what I can do is get that GTI in the garage, fit those injectors, and see if it's running. Let's go. So with the engine disassembled on the GTI, we had to push it in the garage. We got our new injectors. We gave everything a nice clean whilst the injectors were out. Get rid of some of that carbon buildup before fitting these new seals onto our newly refurbished injectors. The plan is fit the new injectors, reassemble everything, test the car to see if everything is running okay. So this is how we got on. So guys, we've got quite the gathering. Everyone wants to see, is the GTI gonna start? Is it gonna run? Like literally, everyone's not going home. Everyone wants to see. Oh, you got the final 2 plugs. That's the fuel intake. Is it finished yet? That's what he keeps saying. Is it finished yet? Akil's like, leave me. But anyway, as you can see, injectors are in. Inlet manifold is on. Yeah, driver's way in. Plug that plug in. All the plugs are going in. Got 2 screws for that fuel rail at the top. But we should be able to try start it now, man. But I think the battery's flat. Because it's not been running.
Battery is flat.
Yeah, it's always... Yeah. We need a battery, man. Nah, no battery, man. This battery's good. It just needs to charge. Jason, by the way, I used your great information and guidance. Yeah, exactly. Come on, give me life. What's going on?
We got to open and shut the door a couple of times.
It's running worse than before. Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Start. Guys, take 2. Do you think we need to clear it on the computer first? Okay guys, so it's still running rough, but we're hitting it with 2 different ideas. This oil dipstick plug was missing. It wasn't in the right hole, so that means it was sucking air in the engine from there, and I'm also clearing all the old coals as well, and then we'll see what happens. So guys, have a look at this. Akil never thought I was right, but I'm always right. So in all our haste, we forgot to plug in the intake manifold runner control. How do you feel? See guys, what's the point of buying everything brand new when you can fix it? There's more fun in that. That's what this channel is all about. We kept it moving, the engine's running, let go. Yeah? But guys, this thing is actually running really smoothly now. Well, not that smoothly. It's not that smoothly. We need to do a service. I think that the spark plugs are a little bit knackered. Have a look at this. No engine light. And it's running a lot better. Guys, we're gonna take it around the block, see where I go on. She is driving. It sounds healthy. Whee! Guys, I know it's a Mark 5, it's nothing special in certain people's eyes, but to buy this thing from the auction, find the problem with your help, and now I've got a driving Mark 5 GTI to add to the collection. Guys, have a listen to the engine now after that short trip around the block. The car is running a lot smoother now, but it's getting a bit late. That's how you keep it moving. We identified the problem. I got this car. You lot told me to keep it, you lot told me to fix it. We identified the problem, I showed you the fix, I took you behind the scenes and I showed you how the injectors are all cleaned, sorted and refurbished. Now the car is running, we'll come in the morning, we're gonna give it a service, get the spark plugs out. I reckon those old spark plugs in there are knackered. It's running a lot better, but it's not 100% smooth. Now we're 100% sure the injectors are all good. So tomorrow I'll come in, give it a service, and then we can start to wrap up this video. So it's getting late now, I'm gonna head home. I'll see you in the morning. Good morning guys, just got in. Let's see if the car's still starting. Let's see if that battery's all right. Get the car out, start the service. Yeah, I reckon those spark plugs are shot. But at least it started. So I got the car out, removed all the coil packs, I went ahead and I swapped out the old spark plugs and I replaced them with brand new ones. I found the spark plug from cylinder 4 was really wet, which further confirms our leaky injector. So we're making great progress with fitting the new spark plugs, but will they actually work? Alright you guys, so it's been a very long episode. I've changed those spark plugs. You can hear the engine is it's running a lot better than it did when I first got the car. However, it's still got a problem, and yeah, after all of that, we have not come to the bottom of the problem on this engine, which is it's so annoying. But I've got a new fault code which says the fuel rail pressure is too low. That can only mean one thing: the high pressure fuel pump on this car is knackered. So we're gonna have to investigate that, and I'm most likely gonna replace that high pressure fuel pump. If you guys have any kind of knowledge in this area, or if you've got any ideas of what it could be, let me know in the comments down below. I will be watching the comments. Any help will be much appreciated. This is where we're gonna end this episode. It's a bit of a downer for me because last night I was so gassed. Like I wanted to take this car for a proper test drive today, take it MOT, get it all done up, clean it all up, but we're gonna have to do that in a future episode. So if you wanna see how we get on with this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure your bells are on. If you like this episode, please hit the like button, it helps me. You see all of these cars here, I'm looking at, oh, there's a special build right there. It's very emotional to me. Can I ask you a question, Jay? Remember 2 years ago, when them man got the yellow one of these?
Yes, I remember.
And everyone said, yeah, people were calling me, telling me, do a madness, remember?
I remember it didn't end too well, did it? But
2 years grinding, and now I bought my own.
Man. Look at that.
Exactly. You gotta know how to do it, guys. 2 years grinding.
Preservation, dedication, man.
Salvage Nation, I thank all of you lot. Keep it moving. No more talking. Let's get this car off. I'm going to be dropping that after the next video, because the next video is going to be painting the Aston Martin DB11, getting it all done, and then I'm going to be dropping that car. If only you could see it. When you see this car, when you see this video, you would understand. If you're OG on the channel, you would understand. It will make perfect sense. So make sure your bells are on. Make sure you're subscribed to see all of that. And like I always say, keep it moving, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that, why don't you check out one of my previous videos on the left? There's plenty in the playlist. And if you want to know more about the Salvage game, why don't you become a member of Salvage Nation, and I'll be there to guide you along the way. And don't forget, you can follow me on Facebook, TikTok and Instagram if you want to get an inside scoop before YouTube.